do. You will probably also have to modify your Vulcan clip to increase it to 50 or 75 or perhaps even 100 rounds, because that's how fast they'll be firing. Go ahead, first thing to do, grab your crate of Nerf, grab a Vulcan out of there, and then the second thing I'm going to show you guys is the tools you're going to be using. Soldering iron, you don't need the clamps, that's just there to hold that. Trusty pair of pliers, your handy dandy screwdriver, of course. Solder material, which is really good, tin and something else. I don't know. Let's see. You could use glue or Velcro. You can use a Dremel or just a razor blade. Be very careful if you're using it with the razor blade and hacking it out of the bait compartment. I'll show you that in a little bit. So those are the tools and what you're going to need for materials to actually do the mod. Obviously you're going to need 10 AA batteries. You can buy the off-brand, they're a little cheaper than Energizer or Duracell. You're going to need a battery holder. Unfortunately, Radio Shack, the most they have is an 8 AA battery holder and not a 10, so you might have to go to a specialty shop, order it online, or something like that. The final thing you're going to need are some wire leads. Now these come with the alligator clips, and SGNerf's mod tells you to use those. You actually don't need to use the alligator clips. You can see we actually cut these off with the other ones. Make sure you have two of them, positive and negative. So here you have your regular standard Vulcan battery compartment with the Ds. What we're going to do is we're going to get rid of all these out of here, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do to the insides. So here we have with the batteries out, you're going to want to get rid of all this on the inside. You can actually just unscrew it, take these screws out, and they'll fall right out. Then you just want to kind of cut this middle bit out here. This is the front of it. You want to save these two metal pieces here, the contacts. This, obviously, you can get rid of that guy there. But those contacts, very important to save. That's why we're not going to really need the alligator clips or the converter, as in other mods you may have seen for the Vulcan. Okay, so this is it hollowed out. You see we took out the contacts just to make it easier as you're doing it. I used a hacksaw, and you have your battery holder, which will fit in very nice. Use some cement glue, Gorilla Glue for that if you need to, or if you don't want to use the Velcro or whatever. And that is your finished product. You want to take some of the back pieces off, and just for some added support, you're going to pop those guys back on, just so you're not going to get these top screws in, but you're going to get the back ones in, and that'll make it a little more supportive. So now for the wire leads, you want to just clip them, hold them. First, we want to clip the alligator clips off. Get rid of those, and strip the wire up a little bit. One thing, when you have your contacts back in the front here, just make sure when you're putting the wires in, before you solder, you don't solder the wires onto the contacts before they're in the housing unit, because then you're going to have to just cut a little bit more. It's not a big deal, but they will just be hanging out a little bit. So just make sure you do that step before you do the wires. But you just get those over there, strip them, make sure you twist them up so you don't have any of the wires coming out to fray them or anything, because that'll cause a short. Put the leads on, or the contacts on already. Just thread them through there, wrap them around, tie them down. Our soldering iron is heating up, so we're gonna just put a drop of solder here where we twisted any excess wire down, and here just to make sure it's onto the contact really well. And this will be your negative, your positive. The other thing is you want to do these first, and then once they're soldered, you're gonna pop them in, and then thread the wire through, and then you're going to have these out. And over here, make sure when you're soldering you're using something metal like this old floppy drive, so you don't get liquid metal all over the place or something. So we soldered our contacts in there. in there, not going to move, you know, or if they do, it's all as one piece there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just drop the soldering iron. Make sure we make nice one big piece over there. Alright, so now make sure to get rid of your soldering iron, put it, you know, someplace to cool down. I used Velcro over here, wrap those guys up, and put the wires just, you know, on top of that piece there, and let them sit there, and you know, they won't really fall out. Makes it nice and tight, and then you can, this piece, it really isn't going to be able to stay on if you use the Velcro. If you use the glue, you can put that over there instead of the glue, but the Velcro, it's easier to pop everything out if you need to do anything, or if something's wrong. So once you glue it down and let it dry, it's much harder if you mess up anywhere to try to redo it. And that's it. That's actually all we have to do. So take your Vulcan and take your contacts and your battery pack, pop it in, put your backing on, and then we're going to load it up and show you the power increase. So I have a regular 25 clip here, which hasn't been modified. Just throw that in. So for about 20 bucks, you can pretty much double the power of your Vulcan. And you don't want to go over 15 volts. A lot of people online have done 18, 25, and they start smelling the motor burning up. So you don't want to go too powerful, or else you're going to ruin your gun real quick. Other than that, that was the mod. If there are any questions, feel free to leave comments, and I'll do my best to answer them.